Hello everyone, I'm Laura Upegui, and I'm a junior consultant at Possible Solutions. Today I'm going to share with you our work in progress titled Switching to Other Currents, Empowering Medellin's Sustainable Energy Cluster through System Dynamics Tools. First, let's look at the problem statement. The seventh Sustainable Development Goal established by the UN is to ensure affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all. And the Sustainable Energy Cluster in Medellin, established in 2006, is a big network of organizations promoting innovation, entrepreneurship, collaboration, and growth in the electric sector, precisely aligned with that goal. This is especially relevant because more than 40% of the country's electrical energy-related decision-makers are located in Medellin. In recent years, the cluster has noticed how trends such as distributed generation, digital transformation, and prosumers, among others, have changed the way the electric sector works. Simultaneously, this particular cluster has developed lots of emerging new projects, but their alignment to the broader strategy and its impact on the sector has been difficult to measure, which is why they asked for our help. We've been working together since 2019 to help them understand the current and future changes in this sector in a more systemic way, and to build a coherent and successful strategy with even bigger, long-lasting effects. First, we started with a basic diagram of their mental model of the system, which we then turned into a basic stock and flow diagram, containing the main elements of energy generation, transmission, distribution, and consumption. This is what we call the center of the system. We then expanded the boundaries of that first diagram to include less obvious elements, such as retail, investment, and operation, which all support the central system. This was co-created with the members of the cluster over a period of around 10 months throughout several meetings and workshops, in which we talked about feedback structures, delays, the unexpected effects of some decisions, and mostly highlighted how complex and interconnected this whole system is. This provided a more dynamic view of the cluster's environment. However, there was one big unanswered question our client had, since they could not find their own decisions in the variables in the model. This question led us to our biggest insight so far, which is that the cluster's main area of agency is not at an operational level, but on a relational level. The projects they do mainly influence the connections between the decision makers shown on the social network layer on top, that then have more direct effects on the operation variables, objects, and information of the electrical sector seen on the bottom layer. With this two-layer map, we achieve a change in the mental model to a broader, more holistic view of the system and the cluster's role in it, by allowing them to identify exactly where, in their context, current and new changes have more influence. Also, the co-creation ensures the cluster appropriates the new model and is capable of navigating it and modifying it when needed, hopefully with our help. The next step was to translate this understanding to a practical way to align their day-to-day projects to strategic aspects, and we did so with this tool. It's a simple form they fill in with the main aspects we already talked about, including the opportunities they envision for the cluster in a chosen scenario, and the strategic indicators they could and want to impact. Going from a more generical thinking to a more concrete doing, they then fill in specific aspects for each project, again making sure their actions and strategic objectives are consistent with each other. Future steps include deciding on measurable indicators so we can start simulating policies and keep improving both layers of the map as well as the form, bearing in mind that the goal is not to have the right model, but to empower the cluster, that is, the policymakers, with the tools they need to autonomously navigate their current and future situation. Thank you very much.